Yes.
These are major general significances from which roots are built, and all the roots are using vowels, and vowels will be a major color of the root, which will give us general significance. That's how Sanskrit is so transparent. Okay, we stopped here at this. We finished the hymn, and I said that we will go through it once more. So I will start with the last what we did. Etam te stomam tu vijata vipro. Ratham nadhirach suapa ataksham yadidam agne. Pratitvam deva haryach suarvatiha pa enajayema. This where we stopped. This hymn, this establishing word stoma, ecstatic priest of our sacrifice born by power, I have made for you as the vehicle for your movement. I who am steady in knowledge and skillful in work. Dhirach suapach, it's I, all. Ataksham, because Ataksham is the first person. I kind of, as a carpenter, I carved it out of the wood of the substance, this as if the vehicle, Rathamna. If it suits you, yad it agne pratitvam deva haryach. Please accept it, haryach, take it, pratiharyach, O God, O Deva. With its help may we conquer the luminous waters of heaven. Suarvatich apa ena, by it, anena, jayema, may we conquer. And then we come to the last word, verse which we didn't read. Tuvi grivo vrishabhova vridhano ashatru aryach samajati vedach iti mam agnim amrita avochan barhishmate manave sharmayam sat avishmate manave sharmayam sat. I will go straight to my interpretation. The bull having powerful neck is growing strong, stronger and stronger. Vavridhanach, it is from frequentative, or this constantly growing, as it were, stronger and stronger. He should drive back all the knowledge, ajati, some ajati, totally back to us, Vedas, the knowledge, or the wealth, because Vedas can be knowledge and wealth, that which is acquired. Without the enemy, ashatru, Vedas, it's Vedas in the neuter. Thus the immortal spoke to this flame. Itimam agnim amrita avochan. The immortals amritaha, the immortal most probably gods or souls, avochan, spoke to Agni in this way. He should bring back our wealth or our knowledge without shatru. Yeah? Without the enemy, he who is growing stronger and stronger with great or powerful neck, or with many necked. Aurobindo translates the strong necked, and then he gives a many necked. So he has many necks, many extensions of his being, as it were. Bull increases in us and drives to us the treasure of knowledge. It's kind of interesting how he translates Vedas, the treasure of knowledge, covering both the wealth of the luminous herds, because Vedas is treasure and knowledge. So he puts it together, the treasure of knowledge that was withheld by our enemy, nor is there any to destroy it. So ashatru, with that, yeah, interesting, that was withheld by our enemy. That's how he sees it. Ashatru Aryach. Nor is there any to destroy it. It's one has to think here. For so have the powers immortal spoken to the strength, and that he work out peace for the man who enlarges the seat of sacrifice, that he work out peace for the man who carries in his hand the oblation. So, Barhishmate Manave, to the Manu, to the man, Barhishmate, the one who prepares the place for the sacrifice, Sharma Yamsat, he should give. This is conjunctive from yam, to give. He should give or arrange sharma, protection or peace. Sri Aurobindo very often translates sharman as peace, peaceful protection or peaceful bliss. Havishmate manave sharma yamsat. He should arrange sharman, protection, peaceful protection and bliss for the man who brings the offering, Havishman. I was reading this today morning and it was so meaningful, and now I don't see this meaning anymore. It's interesting, the word ajati, it's from root aj, to drive forward. Some ajati, and this is let, Vedic form. He should drive together Ashatru Vedas, the luminous wealth of knowledge without enemy, bring back, or bring together the wealth, make it come together. From root aj, most probably Agni is produced. He is the driver forward. He is the one, Agni, Agna from aj. Yeah? Aurobindo says it can be from lost root ag, to move, but it is most probably root aj. From here, ajach. Ajach is the unborn, or the goat or the ram, who is the vehicle of Agni, actually, Ajach. Yeah? He is the vehicle of Agni. He drives Agni forward because he is a driver forward. So Ajati, he should drive together or bring together the Vedas, and that corresponds to Agni. So this is the end of the hymn. So I wanted to go through this hymn once with you in detail, so we could see the whole beauty, the treasure of this, because Rashi was telling that we should do it once. Yes, Rashi?
Vladimir, can you the hymn that we were just doing right now,
yes?
Can you just explain it in 2-3 lines without reading anything? Just speak it.
You mean translate?
I have not understood what it means. It too many meanings and too many explorations and too many things have happened. So I have not understood what it really means.
Okay. The whole hymn, or this verse, only these two verses.
The one with the bull.
So the bull with many necks, or the powerful necks, grow stronger and stronger. Pavradhana. The fire, the Lord growing from within us, growing stronger and stronger. He should bring and combine all the inner wealth which was stolen from us by the forces of darkness. He should combine them with our inner and outer being, bring it together without Shatru, without the enemy, without the hurters, without those who steal and hide it away. He should remove the enemies and bring it together back to us. Thus the immortal being spoke to Agni, that he should furnish or give the powerful and meaningful protection to the man who prepares the place for the higher powers of consciousness. Barhishmate, who brings the offering. For him they should create the space in which he will be blissfully protected.
So then what happens then?
That's it. That's what the immortals called to Agni to create for the man who does the sacrifice, who lit the fire within him, to create for him a sacred space, which will be like a bubble for him, in which he may live spiritual life within this setting, which is not conducive to spirituality, so to say, protected. Sharman is the sharanam, protection. Yeah.
So that's why we're also using Agni as a protection tool.
Yes.
Because
yeah. Go ahead.
Because in my house, whenever I do sessions, healing sessions or channeling session, I would walk around with that little fire in the whole house, and then that's when I would do it. And when I do a session, see, I'll show you. I don't know if you can see me, but can you see this?
Yeah.
So it's like water, then oil, then light. So I light. For me, it's not just lamp; it's also fire. And then I do the thing. So that's what I was trying to understand.
Beautiful.
For me, you have to understand it in my reality, in my everyday's reality. And I could not understand. And just before your session, I was in a small process and I saw a bull and I could not understand what that meant. And so that's why I was like, oh my God, what is happening here? So I
bull
wanted
is
to
coming to you.
Now, I don't mean that way, but at least I should be able to decode when there is something which is immediately there is so much resonance, in like 5 minutes I switched on and I heard you. Okay, thank you.
Yes, thank you for sharing this. This is beautiful, that light on this and water beneath and the oil on the top. Interesting. Yeah, how you manage that, and the light is light on the top of a light is creating the space of consciousness. Yeah, so when we light the as Aurobindo says, when the fire broke in the corner, lit the whole universe. Yeah, everything became visible. The little flame could lit the whole darkness. Darkness failed and fell like a falling cloak from the reclining body of a god. It's from Savage. So the darkness is like a cloak, and so the fire, once it is lit, it creates this Sharman, the space in which we are conscious. It might be that beyond certain border there is no more protection, there is darkness there, yes? But within our house, it is the major center of the house, the fire, the light which is coming through. It's a beautiful image, actually. And by the way, when you spoke about this, what came to my mind is what Aurobindo explains about aspiration. Somewhere I was using it for my course on aspiration, and I took it from the Rig Veda. He says that the fire is to be constantly lit and flame constantly, because only then the illuminations which come to us as the grace answering to our call will not be stolen by the powers of darkness.
Wow.
He protects all the grace. Otherwise, if we do not, the power which comes from above cannot protect itself. It needs a protector on this side, and the protector on this side is the flame, the Agni.
Vladimir, can you say that last sentence, which you were talking about fire? Yeah.
Oh, it breaks, yeah, the voice is breaking.
Vladimir, before you explain, I want to show you this also, because can you see this? This is mother's symbol.
Yeah.
It's a lamp. So I put a lamp in it when I do this. Can you see the little tea light?
Yeah.
And for me, again, it is like what you were saying exactly, because it lights for like many, many hours. And I don't know why I do it, but now I understand why I do it. Because you're saying that, illumination is there. So when the grace comes, at least nobody else is stealing it. How
Right.
wonderful. Thank you, Vladimir. You're awesome. You're genius.
Well, it is Aurobindo, his genius. He spoke about it. We
Oh,
just picked it up for ourselves. Yes.
I mean to say that to actually be able to understand in an active way is important for me. And I never know the reasons why I am doing this. Why am I putting a lamp in Mother's symbol every night when I am coming to this room? I don't know why I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. You know what I mean? It's not a
Yeah.
ritual like a religion or, okay, God. I don't associate anything. This is something I must do. That's it. you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
and to let me explain, so I'm grateful. Thank you. Sorry, you can
Thank
explain to
you.
people.
Thank you. Yes, it's
And the,
automatically happening because you are
and the
drawn.
other way of
Yeah.
looking at it is also what we discussed a few days back, that it is this psychic being that is the protection. And
Absolutely.
Agni is the psychic being, and that is why Nachiketa gets that as the second boon.
Yes, absolutely. That is the psychic flame. It is the flame within their heart. That aspiration, the true aspiration within the heart, is the flame. And that is the protector. And once it is flaming constantly, then the grace, the powers of the grace which come to the sacrifice, which are these gods descending, he brings down the gods. These powers will not be stolen by Panis and put into the subconscious cave. They can act. They can become activated. They can do the job because the fire is here. Without the fire, there is no sacrifice, as Aurobindo says. Sacrifice is impossible if fire is not lit. That's why everything starts with Agni. Agni mihile. I seek the divine flame with adoration. Yeah, this is the first phrase of the Veda. Because with this flame, everything is possible. It's the center of transformation. The Hotar, the invoker, all the powers. He brings all the treasures, bestows upon us. He creates Charman. He creates the charmant in French. Yeah? He creates the beauty or the space for us, the divine space in which we can live the divine life. So, Barhishmate manave sharmayam sat, may he arrange for us the divine space for the man who is ready to do the sacrifice, for the man who has something to offer to the divine. His being, his life, his thoughts, his feelings. Yeah.
But a person, the readiness means that Agni is doing its work, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's only him can do this. We can't do it. We will have to agree and to do we have to kindle the fire and keep it, as Aurobindo says, keep the flame trimmed. Yeah, keep the lamp trimmed and clean and our temple clean. That's what we have to do. And we have to be Barhishman. Barhishman, the one who puts the barhis. Barhis is the grass, sacrificial grass around the flame for the gods to take their place. So barhis is the grass on which the gods sit around the fire. So you invite, and it is from root brich, to extend. We have to extend the inner space for the higher powers of consciousness to take place.
What would Barhis mean in the body's context? What would it mean when we look at it?
You have to
Um,
vacate the space. You have to empty it. You have to prepare it for the divine powers or gods to come down. You cannot invite them into the stiffy, stuffy space of yours, which is full of your own stuff. Yeah? It needs to be prepared. You have to put barhis. You make it sacred for them. Yeah, this you must do. Yeah, this fire will not do for you. Yeah? He will burn you, but you prepare the space, you kindle the fire, and let him do the work. He will do the major work. He will bring the gods.
Then,
And you make an
in this,
offering.
yeah. No, I was saying that so it's always a difficult choice that one is that one gets into the quieter space and then choose a conducive space which is apt for keeping the Agni alive, or one stays in a very difficult terrain and it's, I mean, I'm just talking about the regular life problems. So if on the everyday basis it's so difficult to remember to keep the Agni alive if the disturbance is happening at a very like it's happening too soon and then it's very difficult to keep the Agni alive. But if you have that space and conducive space externally, then it's easy to keep it alive internally as well. So what
Good.
should be done?
Do externally if it helps. Yeah. Create your temple, create your, I don't know, puja room. Do something, yeah, like Rashi is doing. She's kindling the fire. Somehow something compels her to do it. Something compels me. I have a beautiful the meditation room here on the floor where somehow I'm drawn to go and to sit there in front of Sri Aurobindo and Mother picture. I do not know why. I'm a totally adult. I understand that this is an inner presence. Why should I go to somewhere outside externally and sit in front of the picture? I have pictures of them here and Krishna in front of me. Why should I go to that room? But I do. Something pushes me there. It feels like I enter into another space, into the sacred space, where I can come down or leave behind all those other, involvements which are kind of pulling me away from my inner commitment. So, and I feel that purity when I enter there, and I feel that I'm now in the sacred bubble, in this Sharman. Sharman is that protected space, yeah, sacred space. By the way, we should create the sacred space everywhere. Agni for us should create it wherever we are. I'm sitting at this table. This is my sacred space. Yeah, that's where I'm studying Vedas. Wherever I am, I have to create this. Agni has to create for me, who is offering my life. Barhishman, I am Barhishman. I'm preparing and inviting all the powers to take charge of my activities. And so I'm doing it constantly, everywhere. Yeah? And that is the way to live. It's simple, actually. Only we have to remember.
It's part of our culture and inheritance. I remember when I was very little, I used to remember my grandmother was a teacher of Sanskrit and Hindi in high school. And when she used to have a bath in the morning, I would hear her saying prayers. And I used to think, how can you have a bath and do the prayers together? It was so weird. But then when you grow up, you see that the tree is sacred. You put a light in Tulsi, you put a agarbatti, everything in the kitchen. When you make something, you make for a little piece of roti for the cow. Every process that you do in your daily life, because it's not religious. It is just bringing sacredness and an element of spirit and a largeness to your life. I never lived like this. I was a hardcore science person. I didn't even go to a temple or believe in a god. But now I have more gods than even I know names of. I feel like just like, and if you come to my house, everybody says, is it a temple or what? Because everywhere I've created these sacred orders which are reminder of some element of the spirit. So what you're saying, it really works. People walk in and they feel, oh my God, what kind of energy. So what happens is that I am constantly reminded of the largeness of our purpose, the largeness of who we are, versus what Preetu is saying, the daily chaos and people and thoughts and conversations, the daily lower energies are all the time there. So again and again, you need reminders to come back to your largeness. And I guess a sacred space or a sacred activity, even if it is as tiny as putting a tea light, it takes like 30 seconds to light it and put it in the mother symbol. But for me, my brain or subconscious gets indicated, okay, now things are going to be okay, everything's going to be fine, or whatever. So I mean, yeah, I totally understand the power of what you're saying. But I want to ask the question, when you said then it is protected, then it won't be stolen by the panis and put hidden in the cave of subconscious. What does that mean?
Well, the whole hymn is about this. You remember we went through. Let us look into it, and that may be an answer. Will answer your question. So you remember it started with the mother. I will read this is my interpretation, but will go step by step. The young mother keeps him hidden in her body, the youth, the prince, and gives him not to his father. Though she keeps him so tight within her bosom, she does not diminish his growth, breath, power. Those who are born on earth, Janasach, can see him deep within, established as the leader of their difficult ascent. This is the fire within. Yeah? It is interesting to note here that the Mother Earth does not give Agni to his father, heaven. She keeps him tight within herself, but she does not diminish his strength, his growth. She will deliver him only when she herself will become great and vast, mature, Mahishi, it's in the next verse, widely developed. So he, developing in her, growing in her, develops her, as it were. And it is only those who are born here on earth, in the mother, as it were, can see him established deep within themselves as the leader of their difficult evolutionary path upward towards the heaven, but without leaving the matter. This is the important part. So it has to happen here within the body. In other words, growth of consciousness is to be undertaken in the material body. All the levels have to be present and active within the material frame. And that is the work of the sacrifice, the work of the Aryan, the work all men have come here to accomplish. That is how they can see him advancing on the path. Who is this prince? Another verse. O young mother, whom you bear so close to yourself, pressing him into yourself as if forming and molding him into a body. Who is he whom you deliver when you are wide and mature, when you are queen? Many seasons have passed before he could finally be delivered. I saw him being born from the mother. Peshi, Bibharshi, these are the questions. I saw him from afar shining with one pointed tusk of golden light, making his weapon of conquest. I offered him an amrita of all the parts of my being. What can they do to me, those who know neither Indra, the divine mind, nor the divine word? This is starting these oppositions, the dark forces who do not know the divine mind or the divine word. The Rishi says that he has offered to Agni all the separate parts of his being one by one in their essence, Amrita. But there are other forces of darkness and confinement who do not offer him, but obstruct his growth. They do not know Indra, the divine mind, and his action upon our consciousness. They do not speak the word which stirs within the darkness, opening it to its action from above. The word and the mind are the two foundations of the Veda. Yeah, the Rishi speaks. I saw him secretly approaching from afar, plane of his, from his own domain, his inbuilt within. It looked like an ecstatic movement of the luminous herds of many forms of brightness and brightness. None of those who confined could seize upon them, the herds of light, for he was already born. He was born, and they can't take these lights again into the darkness. For those rays of light who got weary and old became young again. Those who were pale and fading became full of light again because he was born. It is a description of the experience of the Rishi seeing Agni moving towards the surface of consciousness from the depth of his being, from his own plane, Kshetra, where he is at home, towards the plane where he is not yet at home, towards the surface. His movement involves the movement of luminous herds of all kinds of forms and brightness. It was like an ecstatic moment of light. I think it's the birth of the psychic being which we have to still experience. But none of those who confined could seize on them anymore, on these brightnesses. For he was already born, reviving their energies. Who are these beings who could separate my strength from the luminous herds of knowledge, against whom there is no protector? Nobody can protect us from these separators, confiners. For they steal secretly without even a fight. Those who have robbed me of my luminous herds of knowledge should bring them back. For here he comes, the one who sees, who should find and drive them back. That's why he should bring them back. Ajati, Ashatru Vedas. Yes, that's the last word. He should bring back because he is born. He can bring all stolen wealth and luminosity, which is hidden in the subconscious cave. He can bring it forward. It is a crucial question for all Vedic psychology. Who are they who constantly separate our strengths from the light of knowledge? Why our light of knowledge and strength, power, do not go together? Why power is without knowledge and knowledge is without power? We are constantly in this dilemma. We know the truth, but we can't live it. We live falsehood and knowing the truth separately. Why they are separated? And why they have such an easy access, as if naturally robbing us of our light, our heavenly wealth. Who are these robbers? So the Rishi is declaring to them that they will not be able anymore to steal the light of knowledge because he is already born. He can see them in the darkness and bring all the stolen herds back to us. And so on. And it is Shunakshepa's story, which we looked into. Shunakshepa, the birth of the psychic being and liberation by the mother. And we are coming to the end, where Agni should bring to others this Ashatru. The bull having powerful neck is growing stronger and stronger. He should drive back all the knowledge without the enemy. Thus the immortals spoke to this flame. The immortals means the Godheads. The Godheads whom he activates in this sacrifice. Give protection to man who prepares the seat of sacrifice in himself. Give protection to man who has the offering to the gods. So I just gave you the outline of what this verse is about. So he is born within the nature, he grows, he comes to the front, and he brings all our luminous wealth back, activates it in our life, creates for us Sharman, creates for us the space in which we can sustain our spiritual consciousness.
I don't know if I'm right or wrong, Vladimir, but what I'm feeling that it is so amazing that this is sounds individualistic also and collective also. Is
Yeah,
it true?
absolutely. It is more, it is archetypal. It is applicable to every individual. It is speaking about every one of us. It is not for me only, or for you, or for somebody who is ready, for someone who is not ready. It is the power growing within the nature, regardless of what you think about it. It's powerful, yes. Veda is so fundamental for all of us. If we could only see it, how beautiful it is. It's poetic, it's philosophical, it's psychological, it's mantric, it is artistic, it is everything. It is all the elements put together, and it in the right measure, in the right harmony. Great, I will stop here and we will start next verse, which is even more powerful, where Agni is identified with each godhead and how, and we will look into it, how Agni relates to each of the greatest godheads. Okay, I'm closing with mantra. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santo Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.